A 31-year-old man in Idaho has been arrested after he allegedly killed a man who police had pegged as the main suspect in his mother's murder, which occurred only the previous day. It's believed that this was a revenge killing. Raul Alexander Cuevas was taken into custody on Wednesday and charged with 1 count of first-degree murder in regards to the fatal stabbing of 39-year-old Jesus R. Urrutia. The case began with the fatal stabbing of Cuevas' mother, 52-year-old Michelle E. Luna, which happened Tuesday evening. At the time of the killings, both of the victims and Raul Cuevas resided in the Nampa area, Idaho, which is approximately 20 miles west of Boise. Officers and emergency medical services at around 8:45 p.m. Tuesday, March 28th, responded to a 911 call regarding the reported stabbing of an adult female at a residence located on W. Grouse Street. Upon arriving at the scene, first responders say that they located the victim inside the home, who appeared to have sustained several stab wounds to her body. Medics attempted life-saving measures on the victim, but tragically, she succumbed to her injuries and was pronounced dead on the scene. The victim was identified as 52-year-old Michelle E. Luna, who was the resident of the home, and investigators were quickly able to identify Jesus R. Urrutia as the prime suspect in her slaying. Authorities say that Jesus was known to Michelle, and multiple law enforcement agencies were alerted in an effort to locate him. However, Nampa PD, at approximately 7:03 a.m. the following day, responded to a call regarding another stabbing victim, this time an adult male, believed to be Jesus R. Urrutia. Officers arrived at the crime scene, the parking lot of an Avamore gas station located more than 25 miles away from Nampa, and they found Jesus inside a vehicle in the lot. Police say that Jesus was slumped over in the car, which was running but in park. First responders removed Jesus from the vehicle and performed CPR until paramedics arrived. Medics transported Jesus to a local hospital where he succumbed to his wound and was tragically pronounced dead slightly after 8 a.m. The coroner's office determined that Jesus' death was a homicide caused by a sharp force injury wound to the chest. I would think that would be a knife wound. Later that day, deputies located Raul Alexander Cuevas, the prime suspect in Jesus' death, at a gas station about 20 miles southwest of where Jesus was stabbed. Deputies collected evidence from Raul Alexander Cuevas and his car before placing him under arrest and transporting him to jail. Despite Jesus' being suspected of killing Cuevas' mother, investigators claim they are still figuring out why Cuevas fatally stabbed Jesus. Those are the full details. I'm gonna say, I normally say full condolences. I'm really at a loss to say that this time. So this situation starts with the stabbing murder of 52-year-old Michelle E. Luna, I presume an innocent, and with that I say full condolences to her family and friends. Do I include Raul Alexander Cuevas within that? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I think not. Seemingly he did take revenge. I don't know why the police are struggling to come to that conclusion, but seemingly he knew, or at least believed, that Jesus R. Urrutia was the guilty party in regards to the stabbing murder of his own mother, and he took justice into his own hands. He took the life of the person that he believed, perhaps rightfully, perhaps wrongfully, to be the murderer of his mother. Should he have done that? Should he have gone ahead and killed Jesus? Well, clearly no. We're not supposed to be doing that kind of thing, are we? Not in the modern age. Take us back a couple of hundred years, and yeah, that's kind of normal. But nowadays, we have the justice system to act as a means to stop people from taking revenge. Raul was supposed to grieve for the loss of his mother and take a step back and allow the police to follow through with their protocol to have an investigation, to arrest the suspect, allow the suspect to have a trial, and then duly punish the suspect if found guilty. So the son, Raul, should have frankly minded his own business, as it were. So he should not have killed Jesus. Having said that, it's kind of understandable. Raul has been taken into custody. He's been charged with 1 count of first-degree murder. My guess, my absolute guess, speculation of course, is that he will be found guilty. And my feeling is the sentencing absolutely has to take into account the situation, that he was acting out of rage. I would say, as a layman, following being provoked. Is that the right thing to say? Given that Jesus seemingly, potentially, killed his mother. So when it comes to sentencing, I would certainly give Raul at least some level of leniency. Some level, not completely leniency, of course, but a certain percentage. I wouldn't give him the maximum term. I'd drop the maximum term, you know, whatever the percentage happens to be, 20%, 30%. I'd give him as light a sentence as would be reasonable. Several years in jail, perhaps a decade, but not too much more than that. That would be my feeling. I don't really feel a need to say full condolences to the family and friends of Jesus. I suspect that Raul was right. I suspect that the police were right, that he was the guilty party. But, you know, of course, what do I know? Nothing. So I don't feel the need to pass on condolences. Anyway, that's my video. Bit of a ramble fest. Perhaps you've enjoyed it. Perhaps you haven't. If you have, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.